Here's a few movies to check out this week, currently on Netflix Instant. Sci-fi, The Animatrix, a series of animated films that show a lot of the history of the Matrix universe. This takes place outside of the Matrix trilogy. While the original Matrix is an undeniable classic, you got a lot of people that argue about the merits of 2 and 3. 2, I liked. I thought that it was a little overlong, but a lot of the action sequences and stuff in general was cool. And 3, I just thought was ridiculous. And they probably could have condensed 2 and 3 into one movie and had been done with it. But now we have to have a trilogy with everything. But that's besides the point. The Animatrix is terrific. What was cool about it was that it showed you more of what was going on with the Matrix. All the stories are good. You have some that are better than other. You get that with any anthology, but all of them are worth checking out. Horror, Curve. Probably the less I say about this one, the better, because I had no idea what the movie was about. Aside from Julianne Hough, I think you say her last name, aside from her being in it, I had zero idea what the movie was about. I'll kind of keep it to just the basics. She's a woman who's on her way back home to get married, and while she's driving home, she's having doubts about her potential marriage. So she decides to take the long, scenic route. And of course, things go awry, and she has to do what she can to survive. I liked how it was very gritty. Again, I'm not going to spoil anything. There was stuff that happened, and she had to do some really awful things in order to survive. It wasn't particularly bloody or gross, so it wasn't anything like that. It was more just kind of survival stuff. I did think it veered into dumb horror movie cliches towards the end, but it wasn't enough to really undo everything that came before it. Crime thriller, Sin City. One of my all-time favorite movies. This is based off the Frank Miller book of the same name, and it's arguably the most faithful comic book transition there's ever been. I mean, they used the comic book itself as the storyboards. When the comic came out, it was black and white, it was very striking, and it had a distinct appearance. So with the movie, it was black and white with the occasional splash of color for certain parts of the movie. And man, was it just an amazing feat. They took the characters and just transitioned them right off the page. The movie's an anthology. It is a few different stories all taking place within Sin City, and they're loosely tied together. It is a sort of modern day film noir, and it just hits all the right notes. Comedy, Bill Burr, Let It Go. This was a stand-up from comedian Bill Burr in the late 2000s, and it's just his vicious, brutal sense of humor. He goofs about everything from discrimination to old people, and just does it with that very cynical wit that he has. Bill is just a hilarious guy, and I don't know what else I can say to plug a stand-up special other than that it's very funny, and if you like cynical humor, you'll laugh your ass off for an hour. That's all I got for this week. I'll see you next time.